while you're here, I have a few pictures of some dog grooming, and I need you to judge these. Just let me know what they did right, what they did wrong.
I gotta judge somebody else's work. I want to judge my work.
You can be honest, it's okay. First one, we got this.
Oh, this one is adorable. This is actually called Asian Fusion. This is gorgeous.
Okay, is there anything you notice about this cut that normal people wouldn't notice?
No. Honestly, this is like, it's a perfect, it would just be nitpicking. This is a 10 right here.
That's a 10 right there?
Yeah.
All right, next one we got this one.
Oh, this is a good creative groom.
All right, that's
a good 8. It's a good creative groom, but like the eyes right here, you see how like one, but that could be, I mean, it's a live animal, right. So really it's like a 9.
This one here, that's wild.
Oh, yes.
What is that on the top of the head?
It's probably getting ready for a competition. Okay. So you band the hair, so then that way it could be nice and fluffy.
I don't even know where to begin with this one. And we are back again with a brand new episode of Another 24. And we have 3 special guests in the building. The first guest we have is that Groomer. Hey, Miss Lacey in the building. We also have Mr. Polo.
Yay.
Look at him, ain't he cute? Look at Mr. Polo. And then we have Mr. Milo over here. Now for y'all that don't know, Miss Lacey is owner of her own dog grooming service. So if y'all see dogs with pink fingernails and cool haircuts, it's probably because she did.
Yes.
So first and foremost, how you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Doing great? Doing
yes.
Great? All right, so I see you came with some pretty cute dogs. What kind of dogs are these?
They're known as the teddy bear breed. Oh. Basically, they're a mixture of Bichon, Poodle, and Shih Tzu.
Bichon, Poodle, and Shih Tzu. Okay. Mm-hmm. So how much does a dog like this cost? They're cute. I ain't gonna lie. I think I might buy me.
About good $2,500.
Oh, $2,500.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if I can handle that. That's kind of expensive.
It is a little pricey, but they're worth it. You know, they're lifetime animals.
Yeah, exactly. So, dog grooming.
Yes.
Why? Why dog grooming? Out of all the things, the millions of possibilities, things that you can do, what led you to that? I
would say it's less stressful. I actually have a background in social work, so I'm actually a social worker. I have a master's degree in it. And so I had the opportunity to become a dog groomer, and I just love working with animals. And animals are like less stressed. They don't really talk back to you like humans do, you know?
They don't have as many emotional problems, I guess.
Right. People, right. I mean, they have some emotional problems, but not that many, you know, they're not that many.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, so do you love all animals or is it just dogs?
I love all animals, but I'm mostly a dog lover. Like I used to have, in college, I used to have 2 fancy rats.
Fancy rats?
Yes. Okay. I used to have 2 pet rats. I've always wanted a cat, but I think I'm low-key allergic. So dogs are just the best bet, yeah.
Okay. So you had rats?
Yeah.
Like, what made you want to get rats?
That was the animal that was approved for the dormitory.
Oh, okay. I got you. I mean, but those, I guess it's less names. They're pretty low names. They're just sitting in a cage and running around.
Right, just feed them, and you could train them. They were trained too.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. All right, so what all goes into dog grooming? I know it's not just cutting their hair and giving them a bath. Like, what all goes into it?
I want to say energy.
Okay.
Energy is the biggest thing, just your energy and your aura. Because anybody can pick up some scissors and cut a dog, but the dog is not going to allow you. Plenty of owners be like, oh, you know, they wouldn't let me get in their face. I'm like, well, were you confident? They're like, no. I'm like, well, I wouldn't let you get in my face either. Like, you got some scissors and you shaking. And they're like, oh, yeah, you're right. I said, you have to have confidence. You have to have a good energy. Like, you know, like some dog groomers, they're having a bad day. So if you're having a bad day, the dog's like, oh, no, don't touch me. So then the dog's having a bad day. And then, because, you know, if that dog is evil for that groomer, you would think he'd be evil for all the groomers. No. It don't work like that. It just depends on the person, just your energy. Like, if I'm having a bad day, I actually had a bad day one time. I did the dog. The lady called me back 3 days later. She said, Lacey, can you come back and redo it?
You had to redo it.
I said, what's wrong? He just looks so uneven and just, I don't think you you did this. You were off that day. If you're not having a good day anymore, just don't even come. Just don't even come.
Yeah, people take their dogs and how they look and their appearance and all that very seriously.
Oh, he was a hot mess.
Yeah.
He was a hot mess.
So how did you learn how to groom a dog? Like, did you go to school? Did you have to do a course and get certified? Like, what was that like?
I went to school. I did animal behavior college. I had the opportunity to go on like a little scholarship to get a certificate, so I did that, and I was able to do that.
So they teach you how to groom dogs?
Yeah, they teach you how to groom. You do a whole course, so it's half of it's online, other half is actually in the shop. So once you learn like all the book work and all that, then you go into a shop and you put that on hands-on work. Okay. So I actually learned under a groomer.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, she was an old school groomer. She was good. She awesome.
Old school groomer. What's the difference between old school groomer and new school groomer?
I'm gonna say old school groomer. All you need is like 3 tools. You just need some straights, some curves, maybe. No, she didn't even use thinner. So I'm gonna say 2 tools. Oh no, straights, curves, and a brush. That's it. And maybe some clippers. She was good to go. New school groomer, I feel like you gotta have all the tools in the world. I have 50 pairs of scissors.
Really?
6 clippers.
What?
Yeah, just a little over. And I use all the scissors too. But
so,
yeah.
Does each instrument kind of pertain to a different breed of dog? Like these dogs have hair, right? This is not fur.
Right.
So do you have to use special tools for this dog versus like a pit bull or something like that?
Well, a pit bull doesn't get a haircut.
Well, they don't get haircuts.
They don't get haircuts. So, it just depends on the coat. So, like, let's say you had a poodle coat and this coat or whatnot. A poodle coat does really good with the guard or whatnot, and then this coat does too good with the guard. Okay. Versus, and then like it just depends on the look you want to go for.
Okay, gotcha. Well, yeah, he is being very, very well behaved.
Polo comes from good parents.
Okay, so it's the parents.
Yeah, this is the father right here, actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
And the mom is really chill. Oh no, father and son.
Father and son. Okay,
yes.
Okay. So when you talk about grooming, like we said, it's not only hair, it's also nails, ears, that kind of thing.
Ears, butt, it's the whole entire body or whatnot.
How important is the grooming to the dog's health?
Oh, it's very important, especially like brushing the dog out. So when they get mad at people, just think, oh, it's just mats. But eventually, those mats can get really tight and cut off circulation.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And that's why, like, if they're matted sometimes, they'll be like, it'll be tight and red because it's pulling on the skin. Okay. So it's not that the groomer cut the dog. No, it's that the mats are pulling on the skin and they're creating sores.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Oh, yeah. You got some dogs are so matted. Like, I knew one dog was so matted, like, the leg almost had to be amputated.
What?
Yeah, because the mats were so deep, so tight.
So what are, like, the best dogs to groom? Like, the ones that don't give you the most trouble, the ones that aren't as, I guess, energetic or combative. Is there any breed of dog that's better than another?
I like poodles. Okay. Poodles have been my best one. I would say the ones that I do not like and I do not like to groom are Shih Tzus.
Really?
Oh, I'm afraid of them. Like, what? I have the ones that I can do. Mm-hmm. But yeah, when they start acting all crazy, like that's the only dog that's ever attacked me. Like,
what?
Yeah.
A Shih Tzu attacked you?
Yes, because they go crazy. They do this thing right. They just some of them snap. The females are pretty chill, but it's mostly like the males.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what dog I don't like?
What?
Chihuahua.
I love Chihuahuas. I have 2.
Chihuahuas are like the worst.
It depends on the I think it just depends on the owner. Okay. It really, all of it depends on the owner.
Really?
Because like I have one that's a yapper and one that's not a yapper. Mm-hmm. So it just really depends. And he only yaps when he's in the crate. Okay.
So do you have any, like, you told me about the Shih Tzu attacking you. Do you have any other like really bad horror stories?
When I first started grooming, it was another Shih Tzu that attacked me or whatnot. Like it was.
Yeah, maybe it's just the Shih Tzu. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's you and the Shih Tzu. It's not the Shih Tzu.
No, it was one. It was like a Shih Tzu and a Chihuahua. His name was Snowball. And so I thought Snowball and I was cool. Mm-hmm. She let Snowball out, and Snowball literally ran up on me, and she had no furniture. So I was climbing up on the wall.
What? You was running away from the Chihuahua?
I was like, get him. And she's like, Snowball. Snowball. She's like, Lacey, you gonna come back? I said, yeah, I'll come back. So I can do him, but he Snowball off the chain, man.
Okay. So, all right. So Chihuahuas and Shih Tzus have been giving you some trouble, but I don't want you to put anybody out there. I don't want to, put anybody's business out there. And I know you have a good relationship with your customers.
Uh-huh.
But do you have any customer horror stories? Like anybody that was like just really particular or just really just mean about how they wanted their dog to look or anything like that?
Oh, I had one customer, one client. Let me see.
Probably not a client anymore, right?
No.
Okay, so we can talk about it then. We can talk about it.
It was actually a basketball player.
Oh, okay.
This girl was so mad at me.
What?
So, okay, this was like when I ventured out on my own, I wasn't super confident talking to clients or whatever. Now I can tell you about your mad dog, you, yourself, whatever. But her dog was so mad at. It took me 3 hours to cut all of the hair off. And she was so upset with me that I shaved her dog. She was like, oh, you should have never shaved it. You didn't ask me. And I told her, I told you I was going to shave it. I said I was going to start with the longest blade and end up with the shortest one. And you said, okay. Oh, I didn't think you was going to end up with the shortest one.
What? Even though you told her. So she was mad because you shaved the dog's matted
She
hair.
left me a bad review.
Oh, wow.
But guess what? I commented under with the photo of her dog, and everybody's like, oh, she's tripping. If you looked at the picture of the dog is super bad.
Dog was fine? Dog was fine? Okay.
Yeah.
So she was just, maybe it was just you again. Maybe she just didn't like you.
Well, honestly, a lot of groomers, we get a bad rep for doing our job. Because honestly, if I see a matted dog, right, what do you want me to do?
You have to cut it off. Like
Exactly. I literally, one time I had to walk away from the house. I didn't do nothing to the dog because the dog was so mad. And now she was like, oh, I don't want her cut. I just want her to have a bath. I was like, it got to come off. Yeah. Well, I don't want her cut. I said, well, I can't bathe her. Well, I don't want her cut. Well, you know what? You have a great day.
Right. Wow. Yeah. So when you see a dog like Mr. Polo here, Milo, you okay, man? What's going on, sir?
You want to get down?
He's having anxiety. You can't just
let you be
stay
free.
nearby. All right, so when you see a dog like Polo,
right?
He is a beautiful dog. Y'all see, look at him. He's just gorgeous, head to toe already. But what's your protocol? Like when you see a dog like this, how do you, I guess, analyze them and, think about what you're gonna do? Do the customers, did they give you like suggestions? Like, man, I want him to be short right here, long right here, blah, blah, blah. Like, what do you look at? Oh, no, he's not being okay.
It just depends on it depends on what the customer wants, or it just depends on the dog. Okay. So sometimes they'll be like same look but shorter. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, that's what we want. Or Lacey, just make them look cute, short and fluffy. Okay. A lot of people just want fluffy and short.
Fluffy and short. Okay, yeah, because I be seeing some dogs with these crazy cuts. I'm just like, whose idea was that? I know that wasn't the groomer's idea.
Sometimes it is the groomer's idea.
Really?
Yeah, like I practice on my poodle all the time. Yeah, because we like to be creative because honestly nowadays clients, they don't brush their dog and we're constantly just shaving down. And that's boring after a while. Like I like to do little fancy little pom-pom stuff, but all I'm doing is number 7s all day.
Right. So, there are so many different breeds of dogs, probably thousands. Some dogs get a pretty bad rap. Pit bulls for one.
Right.
Me, Chihuahuas, but that's just a personal thing.
Right. So
when you see that people are calling a certain breed of dogs aggressive or dangerous, how do you feel about that?
It's a case by case situation, honestly. Now pit bulls, I'm a little weary just because of my own encounters. Right. But I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, they're terrible dogs. Because I've had some great pit bulls who are super, super sweet. So I just say it's a situational basis. Because some dogs that come to me, they'll be like, oh, he's so aggressive. Like, or my one friend, Lacey, can you please do this dog? This dog is crazy. She has to be sedated. I do the dog. Sedated, wow. And she's fine. Right. No issues. Right. So it just depends on the person and the dog.
Yeah, I think that those dogs kind of get a bad rap because when you see dog fighting, that's the first type of dog you see. Bullies, stuff like that. So I think that they just, attribute that to all dogs. But I had a pit bull. I ain't gonna lie, he was a little rambunctious, but you know, he was a sweet dog. He wouldn't attack you or anything. He was just playful.
Right.
And I think that, you know, that's kind of not fair. You know, it's just prejudice and racism to dogs, dogism. But look at he's just doing so good. He's just like
Polo is great. And
Yeah.
you see Milo just be chilling.
yeah, he just wanted to lay down, huh? What? Oh, I didn't say nothing. He's good. I got his son right here. So you also dog sit, right?
I do dog boarding and rehoming.
Rehoming, okay.
Yes.
So when you do dog boarding, what all goes into that? Is that fun for you?
It can be.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 3 kids, and they love the puppies.
Oh, okay.
So
So
when
you
we
got
have
some help.
Oh yes, when we have to puppy sit, oh yes, they're just playing with the puppies. I definitely have to keep a super eye on them because they think the puppies are their dogs or whatnot. But yeah.
So what's the best place to go, like if you want to get a dog? I know that you say you rehome dogs, and going to the shelters, I know they really try to get those dogs out of there. So is that a place that people should start if they're looking for dogs?
I would say the shelter, but honestly, like I know now, like I even looked at the shelter. It's just a lot of pit bulls at the shelter.
Really?
It's really just a lot. They're like $23. I was like, oh, because I was gonna get some dogs and then maybe try to rehome because I know people who want dogs, but I can't have all them pit bulls. Yeah, it's a lot of pit bulls.
It is.
Or like medium dogs, and those dogs shed too. So
Yeah, people are liking the smaller dogs. And another thing too, why are some of these dogs so expensive? Like, why is a French bulldog $5,000? That's what I want.
okay, so the Frenchies, I can honestly say Frenchies are expensive because they cost a lot to breed them.
Why does it cost so much to breed them?
They cost a lot because all the doctor's appointments, and then also too they have to have C-sections.
They have to?
Yeah, because the heads are so big, and so the mom could possibly, like, you know, I don't think the head could fit through down there. You know, Frenchies are actually kind of little. You know, they have a big old head.
Yeah, they do.
So, yeah, so they have to be pulled on out.
Wow, okay.
So, and if you don't have, like, a connection with the vet, that can cost you $1,000+ to get them to get it done. I would say each C-section, yeah.
Okay. But they have, you know, like, how many puppies? 10 puppies at least at a time?
Sometimes
5?
like 7,
Okay.
and then 2, some of them have to be artificially inseminated. Yeah, so that's another cost.
So that's not like a natural breed. Somebody had to create that breed. That's what it sounds like. Because it sounds very difficult.
They really have no purpose. You know, they can't go swimming. Frenchies can't
Really?
swim. No, they can't. I looked it up. They really can't swim.
I did not know that.
But I mean, they're a great companion dog. I will say they have some ups. They can definitely, they can jump. Like I had a Frenchie and she could jump that baby gate like a hurdle. Oh yeah, so
But
they.
other than that, they just why would they? So I guess for the look, because they're not really that cute, but they just like.
You know how something so ugly is cute. It's cute, ugly.
It's
they
cute,
really
ugly.
cute. Like because Frenchies, some of them are cute, some of them are ugly, and I'm like, oh, that Frenchie's so cute. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that Frenchie not that cute.
Right.
It's just some of them are big. It just really depends.
Got you.
So yeah.
So when you see these, I'm pretty sure you probably pay more attention to movies and TV when you see dogs, right? What do you think is different about the dogs that are on TV? Do you think they have it hard, like having to go through and shoot all these scenes and stuff like that? Like you seen Air Bud? You remember that movie?
Right. No, dogs are treated. Dogs are treated way better than humans. Like a lot of people don't know,
I
but
believe you.
there were laws to protect animals before there was to protect kids.
Really?
Yes. So that's when people are like, oh, no, people care about the dogs more than they care about the kids.
Yeah. So they got it good.
They got it really good.
Dogs
Yeah.
probably be eating steak and all types of stuff.
They do. They eat steak. They eat like top of the line. Like, so when I board, so I have like a huge backyard. The dogs go out at least 3 to 4 times a day. For the most part, they just kind of just rotate on out.
Right.
They get like purified water. And then like on Sundays or dinner, I'll give them canned food. And then they love treats too.
Yeah. So do you train dogs as well, or you have time to train? It don't sound like you got a lot of time.
No, I don't. But they get crate trained and they learn from the other dogs.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
like I had one client, he told me, it was a Samoan, he was like, oh yeah, Cody's not crate trained, Cody won't go in the crate. I brought Cody home, I was like, Cody is bigger, Cody's too big for my house.
Right.
Cody gonna get crate trained. Like by the time Cody left, Cody was crate trained.
For real?
Yes. And he was like, oh my God, thank you. I didn't think it could be done. I said, yeah, you put him in a plastic crate. Of course he's going to tear the crate up. He's going to eat it up.
Just got to have patience. Got to have patience with it.
Yeah, it's a lot of patience to crate train.
So speaking of dogs being treated better than humans, do you feel like, because I'm kind of split. I'm kind of torn on this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I feel like a dog is a part of your family, but it's still an animal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So how do you feel about these people that just treat their dogs like kids, like little kids, like stroller, like you said, everything, feeding them steak, feeding them all of this stuff? Like, do you feel like a dog is a part of the family or is it a pet? Like, which side are you on more so? I'm more so on the pet side because it's still an animal, but I'm gonna take care of you.
I think it's kind of mixed.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's mixed. There's certain things I do with my dogs, and like because I'm bored now, I don't let them around the house. But before, oh, my babies would sleep with me.
What?
Chloe has a full wardrobe, so I feel like we just can't forget that they're pets.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because I've had one client, like the dog did a squeak or whatever. She came in, is she okay? I'm like, the dog is fine.
It's a dog, right?
It's a dog. And a lot of times, too, you know, they say, oh, my dog has anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
No.
They don't, no.
It's the human.
Right, the human that
so
got
it's
it.
the human.
They feed off of that energy.
They definitely do. Let me tell you, my mom has a Chihuahua. I do her nails all the time. No issues. My mom holds her this time. My mom over here screaming and jumping. The dog is screaming and jumping. I said, oh, give me the dog back.
Right.
She's feeding off your energy. So a lot of times, oh, my dog is like, no. It's you. You have it.
Yeah, you're the one. You're the problem.
It's
not the dog. You're the problem.
Right, but it's okay though, because we all got problems.
We all got problems, for sure. So you told me that you wrote a book.
Yes, and I left it in the car.
Oh, you did? Oh, well, it's okay. We'll get a shot of it after this. Tell me about your book.
So basically, it's called The Paw Prints to a House Called Grooming. It's basically a blueprint guide. It's a blueprint guide to do what I do or whatnot.
Okay. So you're teaching people how to
Teaching people how to do it. It's a quick guide. It's like, look, I need my, should you bring towels or no towels? You need to make sure you have insurance. Make sure you have an LLC. Just make sure that you're legit. So everything that I had to do trial and error, I put it in the book, basically.
Okay. So what do you, what have you learned most, in this journey of being a dog groomer? Like, what did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about the world? What did you learn about people?
I learned, okay, Milo, we almost done. We almost done, okay? I learned that you have to put yourself first.
Okay.
So my first couple years of business, I've lost a lot of friends. I've lost a lot of friends because I just would not answer return calls back. I just, work was more, work was way more important or whatnot. Right. So I've learned that you have to put yourself first. And at the end of the day, people gonna want their dog groomed regardless.
Right.
Like they can wait.
Yeah.
Like it's like I used to think that I was the only one that could groom this dog. Like I have to do it. No, you don't. Yeah. So I've been putting myself first. I be taking days off. I just been putting myself first. That's one of the biggest things that I learned.
Okay.
Because people they're gonna ask you regardless. I had somebody ask me on Mother's Day.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the final straw for me was like, I think I had hurt my ankle. I'm always hurting something. And somebody was like, oh, okay, so can you come now?
What? Like, no,
I'm
hurt.
Like, I just hurt. I said, you know what? Y'all don't care about me. You just care about what, what I can do for you. So that's when I was like, no, if I don't feel like grooming today, I'm not grooming.
You're not doing it. Okay. Yeah, that's anybody can take that. That advice applies to anybody. Like, always put yourself first, because if you're not well, nobody getting their dog groomed at all.
Right. I was sick. He's like, oh, you're sick. You still, you can wear a mask.
Oh my God. Like, no, I'm sick. I can't do it. That's what I need.
Oh, no. Here's the best one. I was in Alpharetta. It was snowing.
Oh God.
It started, it does in Georgia. Like, oh, a little rain, whatever. The lady said, oh, okay. I said, so you have a shower hose, whatever. She said, oh, here's the water hose right here.
What?
I said, oh, for the house, right? She said, no, I thought she was going to groom him outside.
In the snow?
I said, ma'am, it's cold out here.
Right.
It's ice.
Well,
I said, you going to be out here with me? I said, because we going to get sick.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, I said, so I came up with a solution, ended up taking the dog to like a self-wash. But she really thought I was going to groom her dog outside in the cold.
Wow. Was it an outside dog? Like she let
No, it was an inside dog. It was an overweight Great Pyrenees.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's wild. That's wild. While you're here, I have a few pictures of some dog grooming, and I need you to judge these. Just let me know what they did right, what they did wrong.
I gotta judge somebody else's work. I want to judge my work.
You can be honest, it's okay. First one, we got this.
Oh, this one is adorable. This is actually called Asian Fusion. This is gorgeous.
Okay. Is there anything you notice about this cut that normal people wouldn't notice?
No. Honestly, this is like, it's a perfect, it would just be nitpicking. This is a 10 right here.
That's a 10 right there.
Yeah.
All right, next one we got this one.
Oh, this is a good creative groom.
All right, that's
It's a good 8. It's a good creative groom, but like the eyes right here, you see how like one, but that could be, but I mean, it's a live animal,
Right.
so really it's like a 9.
This one here, that's wild.
Oh, yes.
What is that on the top of the head?
It's probably getting ready for a competition. So
Okay.
you band the hair, so then that way it could be nice and fluffy.
I don't even know where to begin with this one.
Yeah, somebody did it at their house. Somebody was practicing.
And what's the scale on 1 to 10 on that one? The part that is grown.
Good 5.
That's more than I would have gave. I would have gave it a 1. I'd have gave that a 1, brother.
I mean, the owner could have requested that.
Maybe.
And that's the thing too, like sometimes I feel like groomers get judged off their work, but you don't ever know like if that's what the client wanted.
Right.
Cause I've had some stuff, like I got this one client, I love her to death. She just wanted the dog shave. Like she holds the dog and everything. And I think one time she wasn't there, so I was able to put the dog on the helper. That dog looks so good after I
Much
finished.
better, right?
Right, but she just be wanting it just done.
Right.
And so this time I said, you having guests over? She said, yeah. I said, okay, she gonna look nice this time. She said, I said, I'm taking my time. She's about to look pretty. She said, okay.
This time, okay.
But that's how the owner like her. Some of them like them looking like that.
All right. Now I've seen this one a bunch of times. It freaks me out every time I see it. Ooh, just gives me the heebie-jeebies looking at it.
Oh, this is like a Photoshop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
this is Photoshop.
That's not real. Okay.
It was like they put a mask on him. That's what it was.
Okay.
You see, this part is like the mask,
Uh-huh.
and then they put it over the dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was kind of afraid. That's the stuff of nightmares right there.
Oh no. I know. That one looks creepy.
All right. So moving forward with your business, like where do you see your business in the next 5 years, 10 years? Because I'm assuming you're just focused solely on this, or you have other things going on.
Right now, so my grooming is doing really good. So right now I'm just really focusing on boarding.
Okay.
Boarding and rehoming. That's like my biggest thing at the moment.
Okay. Boarding and rehoming.
And hopefully to be like an influencer one day on the TikTok scene. That's what I'm working on.
We're going to help you get there. We're going to give you some of this footage right here, So for the next person that's up and coming and wants to be a dog groomer like yourself, what are some tips and words of advice? I know you have a book, so number 1, read your book.
Read my book if you're trying to do house calls. Leave that corporate. That's what you're trying to do. The other thing is know your worth. Like, don't let people tell you, oh, that's too much, or oh, that's too little. Like, I had one lady was like, oh, can you cut my Shih Tzu for $35? Number 1, it's a Shih Tzu. Number 2, $35, ma'am. I charge $70, and that's my price because I know my worth. I'm gonna get your dog done in an hour, and it's gonna look good. That's if it cooperates. But yeah, so know your worth. That's the biggest thing. Know your worth, and don't let anybody try to undercut you when it comes to grooming. At the end of the day, it's enough dogs for everybody. Work for yourself.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now it's a lot of work working for yourself.
Yeah.
I would prefer to work for somebody, but 50% just is not enough for me.
So do you have a whole team? Like, do you have like accountants and finance people, like marketing people? Do you have a team, or is it mostly you?
I have an accountant, marketing. I'm the only groomer.
Okay.
But I have like people who help me out with the
yeah.
business.
Okay,
Like if I need somebody to watch the dogs, to do the marketing, so I have people who help me.
So you have children. Do your children, are they showing an interest in the dog grooming business at all?
Oh yeah.
You got some employees coming?
I do. They already hired. They refill the water.
Okay.
They help with the food. They open up the back door. Like the simplest things is what is. It's the biggest help, honestly.
Right,
yeah. They'll pick up the dog for me. They're great.
They're great. Okay, well that's good. You got some assistance already. So if say somebody's looking for a particular dog. Like me, I want a Frenchie.
Right.
Or maybe one of these teddy bear dogs. Are you somebody that can help track down those type of dogs, or do you like is your network kind of that vast? Like how does that work?
It actually is pretty vast. I definitely could track down a dog, especially like the person's serious. Because what I've had happen is people like, oh, I want a dog. You find the dog, and then they don't.
And then they don't pull the trigger on it.
They don't pull the trigger on it, or they'll come back and be like, oh, I want the dog. Well,
yeah, it's gone now.
He's gone. Because like right now I have Frenchies. I got a hold of Frenchies. There's Sheepa Doodles mixed with Aussie Doodles. So there's Sheepa Aussie Doodles.
I don't know what that means.
Basically like a double doodle.
A double doodle.
Yeah, and then I have some older Frenchies that are available, and a Rottweiler. He needs a new home.
Okay.
His name is Samson, and he's 15 months. He comes with training. Basically, anytime you feel like his training isn't good enough, you can just take him back. Unlimited training sessions.
Unlimited training sessions.
Yeah, the family just doesn't have time to enforce it or whatnot. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
He comes with a crate. He comes with everything.
So when you see, do you ever watch these shows like The Dog Whisperer and all of that stuff? Is that real, you think?
Yeah, it really is. Because like, I think I've seen a couple clips on TikTok because I don't really watch TV. Right. So I seen Caesar and I see him do some little tricks. I was like, oh, I do that trick, Caesar. So I think it is. And honestly, with dogs, you want to know the biggest thing of what it is?
What is it?
Confidence. A lot of people don't have confidence. A dog can sense if you're faking it. It's confidence. You got to have confidence. Confidence in your energy. You got to make sure that you know, like, hey, sit down or whatever. You know, like my dog, he'll go up the steps and I'm like, hey, bring your butt back here. Guess what? He stopped. He turned around. He come right back down. Yeah.
Okay. So it's the main thing is just having confidence. So don't be scared of these dogs, especially these little ones like this. Y'all see a dog, don't just go running. Because they smell fear, right?
Right. You ever mess with a dog before and you act like you scared and the dog is just like, rah, rah, rah. And then if you act like you're not scared, the dog just leave you alone?
Yeah, yep.
Basically, yeah.
Exactly. Okay. So where can people find you if they want to get in touch, get their dog groomed and all that?
You can follow me on Instagram at that groomer, DAT groomer, or Baroom Grooming, and I'm on TikTok at that groomer.
That groomer. All right. Well, listen, we appreciate you pulling up and bringing Polo and Milo. I'm glad that they were able to, behave. Is there anything else you want to let us know before you get out of here? You got any questions for us?
No. Make sure you follow me.
Okay. All right.
I have great tips and everything on TikTok. Okay. Definitely.
So make sure y'all follow her if y'all need y'all dog groomed and y'all in the Atlanta area.
Or boarded.
Or boarded.
Or rehomed.
Or rehomed. Make sure y'all hit her up ASAP. So we appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. And that's a wrap.